Hello and welcome
to the
Dudes
In the Closet podcast.
How's it going, Josh?
Oh, pretty good.
I'm Hudson.
I'm Josh.
We forgot that part.
Yeah.
Very important. You probably forgot last time we did that.
Did we?
I don't know.
Well, in recent news,
Yes.
summertime,
Ending.
but unfortunately, it's extremely hot at the end of the summer.
I don't know, man. Like, I know we're supposed to have 4 concrete seasons, but that isn't how it works out.
We don't have 4 concrete seasons. We got about 3 liquid seasons and 1 winter that lasts for a month.
We have Hell World in between then.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, let me tell you what, the last couple weeks, a few weeks back in July, scorching. Just, my skin was peeling off. Great amounts of pain. Probably should be drinking more Gatorade. But now...
You getting that hyponatremia, my friend?
It's kind of the same thing. Mm-hmm. It's still very, very hot.
We had a absolutely lovely week, and now it's back to the old same old.
Ooh, that made a nice little... Look at that. Look at that little wave we made there. That was me bumping the mic again.
Yeah. So it was scorching hot. Speaking of waves, heat wave.
Okay, so the heat wave... So, the last few weeks at work, I work retail. Not the best, not the worst. I mean, the people there are pretty cool. But, the last few weeks with the heat wave and with COVID, let me tell you what.
Oh, yeah.
We've been working on skeleton crews, and it's just been... Because it's not like less people are shopping.
The apocalypse is still going on as it happens.
People are panicking. They're all doing drive-ups, which means they don't have to leave their car. It's very convenient for them. But if there's only 2 people taking out, 12 LaCroix at a time, not a fun time.
Not a fun time.
Not at all.
It appears that I'm getting contacted.
Uh-oh. Well, it's time for the Hudson is Talking About Random Stuff section of the show. And this part... Poster frames. Do we need them? Josh, discuss.
Poster frame. So, generally speaking, a poster, you can just put it on your wall,
As
no
is.
problem.
Yeah.
You get that sticky stuff, you slap it on, a little bit of that tape, a little bit of that. You can use thumbtacks if you're delusional.
Or you get that blue stuff. What's
Yeah.
it called? The gum stuff.
The gummy stuff. That's the strategy.
The gummy
really.
stuff? Is that the trademark for it?
That's my personal preference for poster application.
Or you could put real gum up there, see what happens.
It'll dry out.
Damn it, you're right.
Yeah. I had some posters. I'm a big fan of posters, but not every poster requires a frame. I feel like if the poster has a significant, a sentimental value to you, then maybe do get a frame. But I mean, it's kind of up in the air.
I had a really nice lion poster, man. It was just... You remember my lion poster?
Yeah.
It was cool, but then it got all crunkled up, and I was like, this is bullshit. Crunkled.
Yeah. It happens to the best of us. I used to have posters for NASA.
Yeah, I have those posters.
Yep.
They're in my house.
Yep, congratulations on the NASA posters.
Ethan also took your New York poster.
Oh, epic. I'm glad. I don't need it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He stole a bunch of stuff. But, did you know that Lego has come out with a bonsai tree Lego set?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I saw someone buying it yesterday. And I was like, yo! You don't have to feed that thing or anything. You just build it and then you just have a bonsai tree.
That's a fair point.
Having I don't know if that... What does that speak to us, that we want tiny trees in our houses?
I don't think it speaks anything.
I think it does.
It's like having a pet, but a plant.
Except that a Lego bonsai is not even a pet.
Yeah.
It's just a thing.
It's something to look at,
Tricks your brain into thinking it's real.
No, we're constantly looking for reasons to keep our mind occupied, so.
Or else
You so more than others.
When I'm just chilling at self-checkout, I just retreat into my mind palace, and I'm like, where did this poster frame come from? I don't remember this.
Yes.
And people are like, can you weigh my bananas? And they'll look at me and like, oh no, he's not hearing me.
He's gone.
He's looking up.
Somewhere far beyond. Truly transcended
I'm
beyond this realm.
conversing with the cosmos.
Yeah.
Why do we have to die, Josh?
Well, that's a jump.
Into hyperspace, perhaps?
I think just, over time, our biological forms are designed to deteriorate, and, that's
If you took an anti-aging serum, because they know now the process of aging, they can see it unfold at a molecular level.
Yeah.
And they think they can do, like, gene therapy. They could artificially stop the aging process. Would you sign up for that?
I'd try it out. It'd be fun. If it was the more experimental it is, the less likely I'd be to do it, because then there's just a higher chance of dying outright. But hey,
I can't believe it's real, dude. Like, there's actually a freaking like gene therapy could lead to like basic immortality.
Yeah, it could potentially, maybe.
We don't know what the effects would be long term.
Odds are it's going to lead to another 100. Like another 50 years maybe. You're still going to suffer deterioration, and odds are, it's going to be really, really hard to safely maintain your brain past 100, genetically speaking, just because of how finicky brain matter is and how it doesn't commonly, it doesn't really repair itself exceptionally like a lot of other parts of the body do,
It'd be a little creepy, too, because you're walking around, like, see all these 25-year-olds, you don't know which one's actually 65. I kind of want to know. I guess once they start talking, you'll know.
Maybe.
But, like, you're supposed to look like a lizard person.
Their voice is going to sound the same, too, so.
No, it won't.
Yeah, it probably will.
Well, it depends how early they start taking it.
That's true. Well, but then again, you're talking about reverse aging, not stopping the aging process.
No, I'm talking about. It's both.
Well, if you're talking about both, then yeah, you could expect that their vocal cords would also
stay functional.
Would also increase in quality.
I know that they've been doing this gene therapy on rats where they live like 3 times longer.
Yeah,
which is like. Really cool.
Yeah, but getting that approved for actual humans is going to be mad hard.
They should do it, but you know who's going to have it first? Fucking Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos.
It's going to only be for rich people. They're going to enjoy their space yachts while we're here.
Well, Melon Husk.
Eating fucking garbage off the roads.
We can live forever as long as we don't leave the closet. I think there's
the warlock came in and put a fucking spell that we could not fucking leave.
I think there's a temporal anomaly, and this is just our personal purgatory.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think most people, when they go to purgatory, they go to Midland, Texas. That's where God sends them, just outside of Midland, Texas.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm kind of better with this closet, honestly.
I would argue that, I don't know, I think a lot of people's purgatory would probably be like the DMV.
The self-checkout.
Yeah, the self-checkout at Target, yeah. Yeah,
that would be my personal purgatory.
But they're working there and not checking out. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty.
And it's all faces that are just the same 4 faces. That'd be more like hell.
No,
but when does purgatory become hell? I feel like there's a point where
there's a point where purgatory becomes hell, and purgatory becomes hell whenever you're never getting out. Purgatory is a like the challenge. If you were like a Christian but not entirely virtuous, then you have to wade through purgatory in order to get to heaven. So you have to be like crawling up this.
You have to have people pray for you.
You know Dante's Inferno? The Divine Comedy. Yeah, it's basically a big island, and
welcome to that.
Yeah, and each level of purgatory is just this weird challenge that takes hundreds of years for the people that are in purgatory to get up to. And basically, the worse you were, the lower you started in purgatory, right? So
I have an idea. What if we do a tier list ranking of waiting rooms?
Waiting rooms?
Waiting room tier list.
Okay.
So
what about a hotel lobby? That's got to be high on the tier list.
That is high on the list.
I've been to a lot of nice hotel lobbies.
God. Depends. They're all very different. Usually, they have couches. Now, if they have complimentary breakfast, that goes way up on my tier list.
Your weighting.
That's probably number 1 on the tier list if they give me free breakfast.
Yeah, anyone with free food. If you go to a waiting room like at at like an office, if you're going to meet with somebody, if you're going to have a professional meeting and they have a coffee machine, maybe they have like donuts out, that's a big win.
Now, which is worse, the waiting room for the dentist or the DMV waiting?
Oh, absolutely the dentist. Because the dentist's waiting room is usually more comfortable than the DMV. The DMV is several folding chairs that have been set up in a plain white box.
True, but you can see the light at the end of the tunnel because that person who's, checking people is like, on that little cubicle they're at. So you can see them. Versus when you're at a dentist office where you hear the screams and and you're sitting on a couch and you're just like,
but the dentist's office is at least, like, physically comfortable. We're talking about hierarchy of needs here. Right?
Impending doom, impending people shoveling shit into my mouth.
Yeah, but
that doesn't happen at the DMV.
But chair comfy.
It's just people grumpy.
The DMV is not comfortable.
Okay, waiting, like, on the couch, on those, like, couches for 45 minutes outside restaurants. Deal or no deal?
Oh, no deal. Bad waiting room. I'd say that one scores... especially considering the first waiting room, our proverbial hotel waiting room had complimentary breakfast, or our office waiting room had complimentary coffee and donuts. This is the exact inverse of that.
They really should offer free crackers.
Yeah, the seating is less comfortable, and now you are in anticipation of food, which I think makes it much worse.
Truth.
So I would say let's put our ranking together. Hotel lobbies, probably top tier.
Now, hotel, but motel waiting, low, near DMV level.
Motel, yeah. So let's go with hotel lobby. Put it up there at like 9 out of 10. I think you've reached 10 out of 10 whenever you've hit like the complimentary food aspect of it, and if it's good, then it makes the 10 out of 10.
What about barbershop waiting?
Oh, it depends. I've been in some very comfy barbershops, I'm not gonna lie.
They give you pictures to look at.
The barbershop waiting room is like just the better version of the dentist waiting room.
Yeah, because instead... Well, no. No and yes. Because at the dentist, you see all these posters and all these things are like, don't eat chocolate cereal, you dumb bitch.
But hey, don't you like watching people get their hair cut?
I like looking at the hairstyles I could get before settling on the one I always get.
I like staring out amid the sea of patrons getting their hair vaporized by the wandering Barbaros.
Barbarosas.
Yeah.
Have you been to that sports clips?
Yeah.
Have you gotten the neck massage part?
No.
It's pretty good.
No.
They put your hair in some hot water. They put a towel around your neck. Pretty good.
Pretty good?
Yeah. And then they all wear they all wear like ref uniforms. And they're like, so, you heard of the Eagles game?
Wow.
Wow.
Huh.
This is not purgatory.
Wow, that's my purgatory.
Talking about the Eagles.
I don't know anything about sports, so
I know you don't.
For me.
So sad.
Yeah. So then we've got hotel waiting room food, definitely top tier.
Mm-hmm.
You've got what's next on the list?
Waiting in line to buy a ticket for an event.
That's not really a waiting room. That's typically not even a room.
It can't be a room. If you're in a stadium, it's a room. It's all one big room.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess potentially it could be a room.
Okay, I guess I could see. We need to have four walls around this establishment.
Yeah, the DMV is definitely really low tier. You've got the dentist. The DMV I would put at like a 2, and I would put the dentist at like a 3 maybe.
DMV lower than the tag agency. Because at least the tag agency, they kind of get to you quick.
Yeah, the tag agency's probably like...
They're like, do you have the fucking money? And you're like...
Tag agency's probably like a 4. They go, oh, you don't have this document. Come back when you get it. Like, get lost, right?
Get out
That's
of here.
good. That's good. That's good. I appreciate that.
Is there any... I mean, of course there's other
Barbershop waiting room makes me like a 6.
6?
Yeah.
I think the pictures and, I'm not... Whenever I'm getting my hair cut... Usually I'm not thinking, oh god, oh fuck. When I go to the dentist.
Now get this. Does a movie theater lobby count as a waiting room? Because sometimes you wait there and they usually have arcade games.
Ooh, that's true. Now, it depends if you're someone who gets... I mean, it depends on what movie you're watching.
Most definitely, but just the waiting room alone, I think it could still score pretty high. I've definitely been in nicer hotel lobbies than I've been in movie theater lobbies.
I feel like we should deliver a eulogy for discount movie theaters.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, they're just dead.
They're pretty dead.
They don't exist anymore. Streaming just said, fuck you, we'll just release it. Why would we put it in theaters for less money?
Yeah. But now there's a lot of lawsuits in regards to streaming services because a lot of actors that under contract were told that it would go straight to theaters for X amount of time and they would get the profits from theaters. Now some companies are just going straight to streaming on release date. And now there's lawsuits, which I think is very funny.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out, because I personally am a huge movie and movie theater junkie. And so the death of discount theaters, first off, was really sad because, I mean, they were so cheap. You could just go on a Tuesday by yourself and just watch a movie.
And who cares if the movies came out like 3 or 4 months ago, you know?
Yeah, if you haven't seen it.
If you manage to avoid spoilers for the big names, you're getting a massive discount on the movie. And that's a big
It's
win.
a big plus, and it's just gone. And, like, listen, like, I mean, having it all at your fingertips is cool, but there's nothing quite replacing the experience of going to a movie theater. So I really hope that, you know, I understand that it's a changing environment and, you know, things, it was already moving this way anyway, but with COVID, it just kind of like shot it out there. I don't know. I really hope it survives in a meaningful way.
Movie theaters very well may do fine as a novelty, and we may end up getting back to that, unless, you know, the apocalypse continues, and you know... Then I think we just don't have anything to worry about.
Ooh, that was a nice spike.
Yeah. So, a theory.
Yes.
If we were on Mars, we were the first Elon Musk, Catboy chip Martians. What
Catboy chipped and pill?
What Catboy chipped and billionaire pill? If we were on Mars, what kind of major points of infrastructure would you want to have first? What
greenhouse.
Do we produce? Greenhouse?
Yes.
The greenhouse.
I would want to have somewhere where I could be like, look, there's grass.
Oh yeah.
And like trees and
Even
like be able to breathe fresh, you know, like organic oxygen.
You get an artificial park in there, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty fair.
I mean, besides that, of course, the death laser pointed straight at Earth would be second.
That's very important. I feel like we've been putting that one off, honestly.
The Catboy civilization will rise.
Yeah.
And then, millions of years in the future, Martians will look at Earth and be like, "Was there once life on that planet?"
Man, I can't wait for the 2,256 Catboy rebellion.
Planet of the apes versus planet of the Catboys.
Yeah.
Race war.
Oh, man.
Boy.
I can't believe it. We became our own aliens, dude. We became our own aliens.
There's a few, you know, honestly, there's a few different elements of human civilization I just don't want it to make to Earth.
Yeah?
To Earth.
To Mars.
To Mars.
What about the DMV?
What if, like, in 100 years from now, or, like, you know, whenever there's an actual civilization on Mars, it's just space Afghanistan.
I imagine it'll probably be more like, what's the place? It'll probably be more like Space LA, which is tragic.
It'd be worse. I mean, honestly, I'd prefer Space Afghanistan to Space LA.
Yeah, I definitely prefer Space Afghanistan. I mean, if I'm going up there, I want it to be an absolute gamble as to whether or not I'm going to make it out the other side.
Do you know that Elon Musk is planning on shooting a billboard into space? Fuck that.
That's dope.
No, it isn't.
That's
awful. I don't want to look up and see Among Us.
Yeah, we're in a corporate hell world, but that is hilarious.
Bro, Cyberpunk 2050 is going to become real life, and it's going to be fucking awful.
Yeah, okay.
We'll have to all climb higher. We'll have to, I mean, people will all immigrate to Oklahoma because we're in the middle of the continent, not at risk at drowning.
But that's when the Catboy race war is going to start. You know, in Cyberpunk 2050.
But then God will come and say, "You have taken the mark of the beast.
Look at
the
this.
beast is the Catboy."
The demons will be let loose upon the earth. The demons of your own creation.
What if the mark of the beast was just like one of those keyboard like cat emojis, like one of the keyboard ones though?
Oh yeah.
So it just had like two, it's just on like your shoulder. My God, you possess the demonic mark.
All the cat boys have to get the uwu tattooed on them.
They all work at Hooters.
Oh God. Oh that
Catboy Mars Hooters. I mean, listen. I bet Mars. Have there any been any like Western set of Mars yet?
Yeah, absolutely.
Space Mars Westerns?
I'm absolutely positive there have been.
Yeah, there has to be, right?
Movies, I don't know, but definitely books and other media.
'Cause like, come on now. It already looks like a desert.
Yeah, if you well, then what are the odds of that? What if we have a really, really corporatist space western on Mars for the first like 10 to 15 years of colonization?
It'll be more than that, because what's going to happen is you're going to have a bunch of men who are miners. Not miners. Miners.
Miners.
They're literally mining. They're probably going to use Mars as a platform to mine asteroids, too.
That's possible,
right?
yeah.
You're going to have all these dudes, and they're all going to want to fuck the Elon Musk space robots.
Yeah.
And so
yeah.
Now, yeah. And they're going to be setting billboards up, and it's going to be awful.
But then asteroid mining, that's going to be pretty dope. I think that...
But it's going to be dope, except that all of those materials are not going to go back to the people. They're going to go to the billionaires.
Yeah, they're going to go to Mars.
Kill them before it's too late.
Well, I mean, but look at it this way. It's the Mr. House ending in Fallout New Vegas. It's called "The Men with the Most Money and Resources will propel us to the stars, and then we will forever live in their shadow."
Well, or you could do a little twist and say that for space colonization, capitalism is necessary to have people who are not willing, have the hubris and the sheer I don't give a fuckness to not spend resources on the people on Earth, but to spend it going to Mars. Yeah. Once we do that, though, we take them out, and then we can finally achieve luxury gay space communism.
Well, I think capitalism and corporatism are probably going to be necessary for space colonization, simply because, you need a certain degree of autocracy for incredibly efficient imperialism.
Well, we're not trying... Okay. My perspective is using a Marxist lens. Marx believed in these different levels, so you go from feudalism to capitalism to socialism to communism, right?
Right, okay, yeah.
And he thought that every phase was necessary for the other. And so, if we're going to do space capitalism...
It's eventually going to become space socialism.
That's what we need.
I see.
Because here's the thing. I mean, but the scary thing is that like, for example, right now, automation is going on. Very soon, within the next couple decades, I predict that many of the low-level service jobs that we see today that have teenagers or people who don't have degrees or people who are hard in their luck and stuff will be taken by robots.
Now, it's possible, but... Also, it's probably always going to be cheaper for a human to do it until we get widespread simulated intelligence, which we don't have.
But, like, for example, those Amazon stores where you can just pick stuff up and then leave.
Yeah.
And I mean, they need, like, a couple managers, but they don't need... I mean, you could have robot stalkers.
Yeah, you could.
They already have that technology.
But of course, robots cost... Right now, robots cost more to maintain than people do, because people take care of themselves.
But because for robots, you don't have to pay... First off, they don't have to have time off. Second off, robots
they don't have to have time off, but they have to recharge.
Sure. Though, if you're within, like, a grocery store that just has all the power systems connected to each other, if they're just connected to the store, which hosts the power.
Oh, yeah, but then you're going to run into the problem of corded connections are going to be a massive pain in the ass.
But I think you're thinking kind of...
too logically.
Too much within the present, not, like, thinking about the kind of advancements we'll have
in 30 years,
3.
hardly any.
No, we're gonna they're gonna want those profit margins.
In 30 years, our advancements are going to be very turned towards software advancements. We're gonna see
software. Yes.
We're gonna see a lot of advancements in the internet. I don't think we're gonna see a lot of really impressive advancements in regards to robotics.
Do you think we're going to have like something close to like what holodecks are in Star Trek? Now that's like really far advanced.
I don't think we're gonna have holodecks, but we might have more commercialized virtual reality. That's likely.
I could see holodecks being a thing eventually, not within our lifetimes, or maybe like the very end of our lifetimes.
The problem with holodecks is that's just extremely hard to produce. You know, because first of all, if we're talking about Star Trek legitimate holodecks, then it's going to be nigh impossible. But if we're talking about just holographic rooms in their entirety, perspective, in order to fool people into thinking objects are in the 3-dimensional, you're going to have a real hard time projecting objects that are realistic into a 3-dimensional space.
But I think that we're overestimating like our mind's ability, even with the like those goggles we can put on now, the virtual reality headsets. Like it's like wow, it almost feels like I'm there, even though I know.
No, yeah, no.
So it's not gonna be like maybe in the future, like past our lifetimes, it could be somewhat like a holodeck on Star Trek, but within our lifetimes, I think we will find. We'll get somewhere where we'll be kind of uncanny valley with it, where it's like, wow, this feels like I'm in freaking the Great Wall of China or something.
Yeah, well, if the room isn't very large and you're harnessed in some degree, then the walls could project things that appear like they're in a 3-dimensional space while still being projected on a wall. It'd be like looking at a still image.
I'm actually looking forward to that with cars. So I've heard with cars that if the technology gets so good that cars can pretty much drive themselves without human watching.
Bro, I'm going to watch a lot of movies.
Well, that's the thing. The cars will no longer be oriented like they are. So right now they're all frontward facing. It would now be kind of like inward facing. And the article I read, it was a while ago, but they were saying that you could then put the windows of the car could change. You could put like the virtual stuff there so that you could have whatever landscape you want.
I think it would still probably be more beneficial for the cars to be front-facing strictly due to physics of getting in crashes.
Well, that's the thing. Crashes would go down like 90-95%.
Yeah, but you still want to have safety precautions there.
Yeah, you might still have the seatbelt. But the scary thing is that if you have that, then you'll have communications between cars, which just opens up to like software terrorism, just having cars like rewiring them.
Oh yeah. Now we're in cyberpunk world again. We're in Ghost in the Shell standalone complex. yeah.
Drive up a bridge.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, okay, well,
cyber terror. Let's go.
All for it.
So then combining everything together. You're telling me that in the next probably 200 years we're going to see cyber terrorism on the remnants of humanity, which is now exclusively Catboys on Mars.
In a Hooters on Mars.
In Hooters on Mars.
Specifically.
Yeah.
Hooters will survive.
With the gruff asteroid miners coming back from the asteroid belt every day to fuck their Elon Musk sex robot.
God damn it, Beatrice.
And the giant billboards
I told you I wanted my space eggs running.
The giant billboards are projected across the sky for advertisements for all manner of things like cornflakes.
Like fucking Fast and Furious 27.
The Cybertruck 80. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, sounds awful. I'm glad we won't be here.
Oh, but that's, of course, if they don't figure out how to reverse aging.
No, they figure out how to reverse aging. They'll still have that stuff.
Then we're screwed. We're never going to leave the closet again.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I think that technology will be mostly towards the rich folks.
It's my dream to make it to Elon Musk Catboy Mars. You understand?
then get ready to do a lot of shilling.
Heck yeah. I've got to become a corporate overlord so that I can reverse my age and survive long enough to be the baron of an asteroid mining colony that runs out of Catboy Mars.
Tries to pay for my burger at Catboy Hooters on Mars. Sorry, sir, we don't take Earth currency here. Only crypto. Do you have Doge, perhaps?
Oh boy. Wait, then are the self-driving cars on Catboy Mars going to all be crypto mines?
I fucking hope not. I mean, imagine that's the main drive to go to space.
No. For the crypto.
We can mine, because we
can mine crypto.
We're
gonna build.
We bled the Earth dry for Doge.
We're all out of crypto on Earth. We've got to go establish an entire simulated economy on Mars just so that we can pump crypto.
What the fuck? Don't want that. Not in my good Christian dimension. So
I think overall that would be a pretty interesting one.
I think that's what's gonna happen now that I'm happy about it.
Do you hope that when we die we are capable of observing the natural world?
I mean,
because all things considered, who cares about Fast and Furious 27? I want to watch Catboy Mars develop.
Here's the deal. The human imagination is vast and beautiful, but I think that we don't acknowledge it enough that there are limits to our imagination. There are places where our brains are simply not capable of comprehending. And it's crazy because we've created tools and computers that are capable of processing stuff that we just never could. Now, we have all these complexities built into. The world's greatest supercomputers are still human brains, but theoretically speaking, we could go further than that. Now, there's one of those things that I don't think we can really comprehend as humans is death, in terms of just no longer existing. Like, we know that we can have our first memories, and we have, like, where we began, and then it's all like nothing.
Yeah.
But it's hard to be like, after this ends, there will be nothing again. Like, we just won't exist anymore. And that's very hard to comprehend. I think it's much easier to envision us, having some form of individual consciousness existing after our death. I think that's actually much easier. But I don't know if that's true. I mean, would I like that to be true? Honestly, I think it's a freaking crapshoot. Because what if I die and my individual consciousness is still stuck in my body and I can't do anything? I just see everything that's happening.
Oh yeah, hey, don't you know that was an SCP article?
SCP?
Secure, Contain, Protect. You read those little
No.
creepypastas on the internet?
No.
Oh.
I mean, I read the really Reddit ones.
Oh yeah, the classics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not that one.
The dude with the he runs out. He got the big long claws.
That's horrifying.
The statue that cracks your neck if you don't look at it.
Oh gee.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Just have like worms
dude
eating your body and like you can't do anything.
You know what's really fascinating though is that started very recently, and now there's there's thousands of them on the internet. They developed an entire database of crowdsourced literature through those original concepts, which is really cool. Like they have a website. It's got thousands of entries.
Yo, maybe I should check it out.
Yeah. I mean, if you're interested, some of it is really weird. Some of it's kind of cool. I only go back once or twice a month just to remind myself. Plus, some of it's decent reading.
Yeah. I don't know. Back on track with the life after death.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that could happen, or I could die, and it's like, well, Mormonism was right.
Whoops.
You're going to.
I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I'd rather go straight down to the bottom if I ever had to come to terms with Mormonism being correct. Holy cow.
That would be a huge meme.
Yeah.
It would be pretty bad for us.
I'd just be like, hey man, you got me, I guess. I'm out.
There's a whole South Park episode where it's like
Yeah, no. I'll catch you later.
What if Allah decides to send me to the fires?
That's rough, buddy.
I don't. That's just let me just not exist anymore, bruh.
Put me in limbo or something. Come on.
If there's an eternal place of suffering, okay. Well, you have two options.
Yeah.
One, you die and you stop existing, and you're just no longer conscious. Two, there is a heaven and a hell, but you don't know if you'll go to heaven or hell.
I'd probably go with heaven or hell.
Really?
The thing is that if your consciousness carries on, there's a sort of what's the term, like Sisyphusian kind of peace to find there, you know? Even though it would be like a massive pain, you still have your mind and you sort of come to terms with it, you know?
Like amongst Christian scholars, there's some debate over what hell is really like. Like, there's a verse about how hell is like, you know, where the worms eat your flesh, but they were referring specifically to like the gallows pits, basically, where like the execution pits where they just dump bodies of, and it's like the grossest part of the city, and like, hey, look at that. Hell is even worse than that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wouldn't. And then what does heaven look like? So we have, you know, you have the classic, you know, 77 virgins in heaven meme, you know.
Yeah.
Which, you know, actually most, you know, Muslims don't actually believe that. But there's this idea about what would heaven look like. And probably if we're going to be virtuous all throughout life, trying to, you know, be worthy of heaven, and of course the different doctrines and that, but then when you go up to heaven, it's not going to be, you know, space Vegas. Like, it's not going to be like, okay, well, you did it, now you can just do whatever you want. And also, it wouldn't be like, you know, the Jumbo Funhouse either. Like, it wouldn't, imagine living in eternity in Disneyland.
I mean, if you have like an orthodox heaven, then yeah, it's not gonna be that great.
That's what I find beautiful about Christian heaven, is that the sacrifice of Jesus, like the sacrifice permeates throughout existence, including in heaven. And so pain, but you're forgiven, and it's like you're here now, like you're washed with the blood, and that pain still exists. That pain doesn't go away, but you know, you've been rectified, and now you're with, you know, your creator forever, which is beautiful.
New Testament heaven, classic.
It seems pretty cool.
Very good. I hope that they've got a killer hamburger up there. That's all I'm worried about.
Reminds me of
a
Simpsons episode where Homer plays Adam and Eve. He's walking around and there's a pig, and it's like, "What would you like today, sir?" Like he just flops down, like, we have rib, we have.
Wacky. Nah, I just if heaven is real, let me get that DoorDash Fat Guy's Burger Bar, bro. Holy crap.
Does cholesterol exist in heaven?
Can you die of a heart attack? Because if not...
You can't die.
Then?
But can you be a glutton in heaven, though? I mean, once you're in the presence of God, and then it's like you're washed of it, then I think those...
Can I just eat a burger, bro?
Like, what happens to your human fallibility? Because it's not like you're a different person, right?
Are you, though?
I mean, you're no longer... I mean, it's always put in terms of the flesh, like the temptations of the flesh, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then, you know, theoretically speaking, you would be free of the flesh. But is it like kind of like saying, you know, Jesus is in my heart, or it's like, I mean, you're speaking in not literal. I don't know how literal it is. Now, I do like to talk about being stuck in my ape suit.
Yeah, I mean,
it's so strange, man. Like, your consciousness, everything you are, is fucking chemical balances in your meatball head.
Yeah,
and it's a supercomputer.
Yeah.
I mean, everything we know about the universe, like what it shows us, is that things go from order to disorder, right? Then how the hell is there so much order?
We got a big old meatball that basically can recognize patterns and stuff.
Dialectics, baby.
Yeah. What?
Do you know what dialectics are?
No.
It's another Marxist thing.
Oh, poggers.
It's basically the study of contradictions.
Oh.
And how to rectify contradictions. Because
Oh.
when you go into the hard sciences, I mean, you find contradictions in the hard... You find contradictions everywhere.
Yeah.
But especially when
you find less contradictions net in hard sciences, but you find a few that are like, wait a second, if we're talking about absolutes, these should not exist.
Yeah.
Especially in physics. I'm a big fan of theoretical physics, despite not understanding it. I
took a class in theoretical physics. I mean, theoretical physics is amazing.
I had a teacher's assistant who was in theoretical physics, and who was like a top dog, god tier theoretical physicist.
Really? String theory.
For his level, of course.
Uh-huh.
And he was riffing about it. I remember we were talking about electromagnetism, and I asked him a question about what a particular variable went, and he broke it down out to like a couple different formulas, and then I was like, so what's the last formula mean? And he goes, actually, we have no idea. We just know that it works.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I wonder when it comes to like physics and stuff, that might be another one, like the actual structures of the universe, where we simply cannot comprehend it.
Yeah.
And eventually a computer will have to just dumb it down for us. It's like we know this works. We're just literally not capable.
It was probably like the guy who discovered pi. It was like, what is this?
What the
I don't know, but I know that it works, right?
How far have we gone on pi? Like
really far.
Like
we've got
thousands.
computers working on it now.
Really?
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
The Pi project.
Yeah. It's not going to stop going. It's going to keep going forever.
Ah, that's epic. I don't know. Would you be in favor of like mental cybernetic enhancements?
Well, it seems to me you might be talking about transhumanism now, and that's a bit of a can of worms that I don't know if we have time for today.
We don't have time for it today, but it's something that our comment section can tell us about. Would you have cybernetic enhancements? What would you get? Personally,
would you get Doom original installed in your brain so that you can play it all the time?
What if you could you call it DLC, human DLC? You buy this package, you look up at the sky, and it's just like... That would be cool, but weird. Like, you just see the northern lights all the time, but it's just your brain telling you that's the northern lights. Like you get a DLC in your brain that you look at the sky, it's just the most beautiful thing ever.
Oh, yeah.
I bet they could find a way to do that eventually.
Ah, but then could you pay for skins to make other people's brains think you look different?
That might be a little bit more difficult. I think it'd be easier to change your own perception. So maybe you could get. Well, first, I mean, the one I would choose would be like the universal translator one.
Oh yeah, okay, that'd be an easy dub.
They're working on that on Google right now.
Are they?
Yeah, where like a little like ear piercing. Now they're not gonna come out with like the beta for that until like 2030.
Yeah.
But it's like a little earpiece thing where it just translates everything you hear.
Oh boy. Well, hey, we're getting closer and closer to the corporate hellscape, so
I mean, it would be much easier to advertise if everyone spoke the same language.
And with that, I think we don't have enough time.
We better be English, not Chinese.
Yeah. Alrighty.
What if could you do a chip where like is it all English, or a chip where like you just understand every language? But I feel like that first one would probably be easier. Maybe. Except that there's so much slang and there's so much variation that, like, I don't know if a computer could ever completely master the intricacies of human communication.
I don't know. If it's like Wikipedia, that's a terrible idea. Well.
Just anybody can edit.
Anybody can edit the Universal Dictionary. Then our cyber terrorism is going to be one day you wake up and everyone is going to be vehemently cursing at you.
The trolls just make so everyone says Among Us. Well, folks, on that horrifying note, I hope you've enjoyed the show today. Like and comment. What is your favorite waiting room? Thanks and God bless.
Arrivederci.
Alright, turn that off.